Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a book talk on Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. I truly feel like a lot of my viewers have found me based on our common connection of enjoying Colleen Hoover's books, so if that's you, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing and sticking around. So yeah, I'm usually known for like obsessing over Colleen Hoover's books and just like being so excited about her books and like her in general, because like I do love her. But I do have to say, if you're here for that reason and you're expecting me to start raving about this book and telling you all my favorite parts and yada yada yada, it probably isn't gonna play out exactly like that. I mean, I could sit here and talk about how much I loved this book and how I gave it 5 stars and whatever, but that would be a lie. I did like the book, I'm not gonna lie about that, but I do owe it to you guys to give like a fully honest review. I feel like a lot of people would want to shy away from like talking about the things they didn't like about one of their favorite author's books, but I'm here to do that today because I owe it to you guys to be honest, and you guys have been asking me obviously about this book since it came out last year because you guys know that I'm a huge Colleen Hoover fan. So expect today's video to be brutally honest, and if you're not here for that, then you don't have to watch this video. There are obviously aspects of the book that I did enjoy, but there are some that I didn't, and I will get into that in the spoiler section of the video. But for now, I'm going to get into the non-spoilers for this book. So this book I did give 3 out of 5 stars, which really isn't bad. It's the lowest that I've ever gave one of Colleen Hoover's books though. So if that says anything to you, then yeah. But I was really nervous going into this book. I've heard a lot of controversy surrounding this book, and I was spoiled on a lot of the things that happen in the book before I read it, because a lot of people were like publicly talking about it on Twitter and how it was so bad and problematic. So I was like, okay, like I just want to read the book and get my own perspective on it, and I encourage you guys to do that too. You don't have to shy away from reading a book because a booktuber or a reviewer or a friend tells you that it's a bad book and that it's like you shouldn't like it because it's problematic. Like, read whatever you want. And if you gave this book 5 stars, like, that's great. Like, I'm not mad at you, because that's silly. Like, why would I be mad at somebody for liking a book more than I did? I don't know. Like, I can see why people would love the book. I can see why people will dislike it. So there's that. Like, you don't have to get mad at each other if you don't agree. It's fine. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but what else would you expect from a book talk from me? Okay, so I'm gonna get into some plot stuff now. This book follows a girl whose name is Merit, which comes from the title, Without Merit. Merit is kind of like the outcast of her family. She has a really odd, large family. And she has like a really like overachiever of a brother. Her sister's super popular. She has a little brother who's like her half brother, who's just like cute and perfect, and like her parents love him. And then she just kind of feels like, like, I don't know how I feel about myself. I just kind of feel like the underachiever, like nobody really cares about me. That's kind of her feelings towards herself. And so she meets this guy and she's like really excited about it, but then she realizes that he's completely unavailable, so that kind of diminishes that whole thing. So she's like living her life, upset about this guy, upset about her family situation, and then all of a sudden all of these secrets about her family and her life come to bay, and it gets crazy, and a lot of stuff happens, as in Colleen Hoover books they do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When you read a Colleen Hoover book, I feel like you don't really need to know too much about the synopsis because it really doesn't cover much of the book anyway. So I don't know, if you like cute, like new adult, young adult, romancy, crazy, dramatic books, like you'll probably like this one. If you've read Colleen Hoover's other books and you've enjoyed them, you'll probably like this one. It's very similar to her other books. Colleen has really great writing, so I always do enjoy that aspect of her books. Some books are crazier than others. This one I think falls pretty much in the middle, even though it's probably my least favorite book from her, maybe next to like Ugly Love, which is like another one of my least favorites from her. I like a lot of her books. I'm a big fan of like all of her books. This one just kind of ranks towards the bottom for me. But yeah, that's what Without Merit is about. I don't really know what else I want to say for non-spoilers. If you are somebody that's concerned about like the controversy around this book and you want to look up like trigger warnings for it, I'll put them in the down bar. I don't want to like mislist them right now. So if there's a trigger warning that you want to be aware of and you don't feel like it's going to be a spoiler to you, I'll have them in the down bar so you can look at those if that will help you make a decision about reading this book. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say for non-spoiler people. Now I'm going to get into the details and what I thought about certain stuff in this book. So if you haven't read the book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I would recommend leaving the video right now and then coming back and joining the conversation when you have read the book. So for now, I'm going to get into it. So the first thing I want to get into is the characters. Now, I feel like Colleen Hoover is very much known for having like super vibrant and interesting, complex characters in her books that just like make the book that much better. And for some reason, this book, I did not connect with the characters as much as I would have liked to and as much as I have reading her past books. I can't help but compare my experience reading this book to my experience reading her other books because all of her books are very similar. I did like Merritt, the main character, and I did like Sagan, the like secondary guy character. I liked both of them. I thought they were both interesting enough. Merritt did annoy me at some times, but it wasn't like a big enough deal that I didn't want to read the book or finish it. So that was fine. Characters that I didn't really like include her mom, her dad, her stepmom, Luck, and her brother, Utah, which also Colleen Hoover, what are these names? Like Utah, Luck, Honor, her twin sister, didn't really annoy me, but I didn't feel like a connection to her at all. So I didn't really care about her at that point. But yeah, I liked the two main characters the most, and the other characters just kind of fell flat for me. I usually love Colleen Hoover's secondary characters. You guys may know that I'm obsessed with Warren from Maybe Someday. Love him so much. I think he's so funny. A lot of her secondary characters, I'll just say like broadly, I think are so great and fun and add so much to the story. For me, personally, Luck in this story, the boy who's like her stepmom's brother, he was so annoying. I don't know what it was, but he really annoyed me. And I could tell that she was kind of trying to go like the quirky, fun route with him. I did not feel connected to it. I didn't like him at all, really. Some of you guys may disagree with me and love the characters. I just felt like they kind of fell flat for me. For Colleen Hoover, like I feel like she's known for having great characters, so that was a little bit disappointing to me. In regards to Merritt, I thought she was an interesting character, but so many of her qualities just seemed off to me. Like the fact that she didn't go to school, like I don't know about any of you guys, but if I missed like one day of high school and it's like first period of that class and I'm not there and nobody called in to like say I wasn't coming to school, the principal like calls your parents immediately and like sends emails, and then if they can't get a hold of them, they like come to you and like figure out where you are because you're underage and need to be in school. Like, I don't know, it just seemed really unrealistic to me that Merritt could go on for weeks and weeks and weeks without showing up to school, and all she would get is like her mom in the basement getting like a singular voicemail and like still doing nothing about it. Like that just seemed absolutely ridiculous to me. So that was really weird. The fact that she collected trophies that other people won was kind of funny and also kind of strange. I mean, I could tell it was just kind of like one of those character quirks that's supposed to be like weird and odd, but like funny and not relatable, but like, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know. I thought it was fine. I guess it kind of shows a little bit into her personality that she like collects all of these trophies when she's having bad days, but whatever. I don't really know how much more I have to say about that. I just feel like the first scene where Sagan thinks he's seeing Honor and it's actually Merritt was so odd to me. Like the fact that he like followed her outside and like was talking to her and he still couldn't figure out that like she had no idea who he was, and then he kissed her and then she just went in for it. That was weird to me. Like that seems unrealistic to me that you would just like go in for it unless you felt like a really strong attraction. I don't know, that's never happened to me before. Let me know your experiences below. But yeah, I don't know, I thought that was kind of odd, but I guess we can ignore that to just go on with the rest of the story. But very weird. And it's also weird to me, like the fact that at the end of the book you find out that Honor and Sagan, you find out in like the middle, that they were never dating, but yet Sagan kissed Merritt and he's like, I could just tell you were different. But it's like, could you? Like, that seems like a really weird cover-up to me. Like, it doesn't really make sense. So yeah, that's that. Another weird thing about this book was the fact that like literally Honor and Sagan aren't together. The whole first half of the book, Merritt calls them like boyfriend and girlfriend, like refers to Sagan as like Honor's boyfriend and like says it out loud. She thinks she says it in her head the whole time, but like I'm pretty sure there's a few times where she says it out loud. It just seems really odd to me that she would continue to say stuff like this to them, to the whole family, and no one says anything that they're not together and that she's dating someone that's like dying in the hospital, because that's her thing. But yeah, it just seemed really weird that like nobody said anything. It just seems a little bit unrealistic. And then the fact that Sagan was like staying at the house, it kind of seemed weird to me, because I was like, I thought that the dad and the stepmom were like mean. Why would they just let this random boy that's friends with Honor stay at the house? Like, it just seemed kind of odd to me. In regards to things that I did enjoy like the buildup of Merritt and Sagan's relationship, and the fact that they like shared art with each other and had like these really nice conversations. I did enjoy that aspect. I feel like I would have liked them better if it was like different circumstances and like different things going on, because I don't know, the rest of the book was just like weird to me, especially the ending, which I'll get into soon. But like, I don't know, it just seemed like their whole relationship was built off of like such weird and odd circumstances that it didn't really make sense. I'm sure there's other aspects of the book that I did enjoy. I did read the book like 2 weeks ago or something, so I'm not remembering like every detail as much as I would have if I filmed this video like right after I read it. But for the most part, I did enjoy a lot of the book, but there was definitely issues, which include the ending. To kind of get into the ending and like what happens, we obviously find out about Merritt and her brother and the whole situation there. And now that is what I was referring to earlier in this video when I was talking about people on Twitter talking about that. And how like he kissed her and then he was trying to figure out like if he was gay or not, which I don't really want to speak too much on this, because I feel like I don't want to offend somebody if they're really like hurt by this part of the book, because I know a lot of people really were upset about this because it was like weird, and then she kind of like outed him, which is also bad, and it was just kind of like not a good part of the book. And that's supposed to be like a really big like but like I don't think that should be like she was kissed by her brother. That should be the big like plot twist. It kind of seems like a low ball. Like, I didn't really like get it. And then she writes that letter and she talks about like everything in it, and then she tries to commit suicide, and like so much happened at the end of the book that it felt like too much. Like, there should have just been like one thing going on. Like, there was like her relationship with X, Y, and Z, like every other character, her like attempted suicide, her brother being gay, her brother kissing her, like everything was just going on, and it was so crazy. And I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I feel like there was so many things going on, so many important things too, like to talk about like somebody getting kissed by their brother, and then suicide, and then like all these family troubles all in like the same sphere at the same time of the book. It just felt like a bad decision on the point of the author, which I don't want to like say, because it's like, you can write whatever you want, but I just feel like when you're writing about something that's really serious, like really serious issues, and then you just kind of wrap it all up really quick and don't really like delve into it that much, it seems like it's kind of made like to seem light, like the fact that like she tried to kill herself, and then like her brother's gay, and then she outed him, and that he kissed her, and like it's all like such heavy stuff to talk about that when you put it at the end of the book as the plot twist and then kind of like fade out of it, and then like she ends up with the boy, it just seems like bad. Like, it doesn't seem like a good look. And I feel like that's kind of the main issue a lot of people had with this book. Personally, I had more issues than that, but I can see why somebody would be turned off from this book because of the ending, because it just was weird. Like, I don't really know how else to say it. Like, it was just a weird time. Like, there was too much going on, in my opinion, and too much misinformation. Not in the fact that like Colleen Hoover doesn't know what she's talking about, but in the regard that like so much was happening, and I just feel like it was a bad decision to put it all together. I hope some of that made sense. Like, I really feel like I'm just like talking and nothing's happening. Like, I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but I hope you guys are kind of getting what I'm trying to say. Let me know if you have a different perspective on the ending of the book, because I'm totally open to hearing what you guys think. Personally, I just feel like it's not fair of me to say like, oh, the ending was fine, when people were so hurt and affected by it. I just kind of want to be like sensitive in that regard about the end of the book. So that's really what I have to say about that. I don't think I really have anything else to say about Without Merit. If you thought this was like a bashing review, I just want to like again state that it really isn't. I did give the book 3 out of 5 stars. Colleen Hoover's writing always captures me, and I always read her books super fast, and for the most part I did enjoy it. There was just obviously some issues that I had with it, but that doesn't mean I hated it. Like, I did not by any means hate this book. I know a lot of you guys were expecting to watch this video and hear me rave about it, so I'm sorry if you're disappointed that that's what you didn't get, but I hope that some of you guys that maybe like loved the book and gave it 5 stars will kind of think about the things that I said and maybe rethink your opinions on the book. I just know personally from my past there's been multiple times where I've read a book and only seen it from my point of view, gave it 5 stars, and then heard somebody else talk about it that has a different viewpoint than me and realized that I might have been wrong about different views I had on it and that maybe I should rethink some parts of the book. So maybe you'll do that, maybe you won't, maybe you'll still really enjoy the book. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like I said before, we all have different views. It's what makes the world go round. So let me know your thoughts down below. I just want to hear what everybody has to say about the book. And yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed this rambly, crazy book talk. You guys tell me you love them, so keep telling me you love them if you do in the comments below, because I know that I sound like a crazy person when I start talking and rambling about books. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not already and you don't want to miss another bookish video. Thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I will talk to you guys in the next. Bye!